What's going on? It's Justeeni here. Today, I'm going to be showing you the grand finals of the PolyTitans tournament. Obviously, I'm not in it because I'm not that guy. But who is in it? Meisterlamp and Mitsuku. So this is going to be a best of 5. We're going to see some really high quality gameplay, I think. I actually haven't seen these games yet, so this will be a surprise for all of us. And yeah, Meisterlamp in the south versus Mitsuku in the west. Mitsuku with the host advantage, and let's get right into things. So both sides actually going for the rider opening. Very interesting. And then just classic org recap. We're going to see if they go for the turn 4 rider plus workshop, because that's something you can do with the 6 starting stars with the Maji now. Kind of see how this goes. Both sides going for the development, workshopping it up. And sure enough, there's the workshop, and there's the rider. What's going to be happening from from Meisterlamp? We actually see the double workshop because of the lighthouse. So one less rider, but much faster economy, especially because look at these resources. Lots of farms, great markets, but a very, very slow start. And now training warriors. Now we see farming, possibly setting up for construction in the future, but Meisterlamp going for the fishing right away. Immediately just saying, I'm going to get naval dominance. I don't care what you're doing. It's naval dominance time. And now, workshopping it up, going very heavy on the economy. Meisterlamp going for port connections. Now, he goes for the workshop here first, which is interesting because he could have gone for the port connection and then still gone the workshop anyway. But the reason why he doesn't do that, he's getting farming. Makes sense. Now he goes for it. And the reason why he wants farming is to upgrade this city, which now he gets an explore off of because he has fishing now. He can also get this village sooner. He meets Mitsuku, sees his capital, sees a lot of bridge spots, which is probably a bit worrying. Now with Star Ruin construction, Meister is all in on the markets. He has the bridge spots. He's getting the pop growth to get the giant, to get the Park of Fortune, the fast economy. There it is. And if you get those juicy markets, you're in a commanding position. Does surprise me though that he did go with the 2-rider opening, and then he actually wants to go in the markets later. But yeah, completely different approaches from both sides. Yep, Rhodes getting ready to full commit into trade. So we're gonna see the market strats, like markets and bridges, versus getting stars from navigation, possibly, depending on how many starfish are present, and then using bombers and naval control to shut the opponent out. Again, I don't know who wins this. My money is on the market player. So that's where all the money is. Because where's your attack? If you're Meister, where's your attack? Mitsuku has a very clear route of attack. Very, very clear. These bridges are devastating, and your naval will not help because they will just get picked off. You can't go through this short canal here, or river, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Your only place to attack here as Meisterlamp is this city, which can be defended by riders. There is no other place for you to attack. And if you think, oh, just put a giant there, you're opening yourself to a Justeeni. So maybe don't do that. And that's why I think in this position, Mitsuku seems to have, I'd say, a quite decisive advantage. And also on top of that, if you see the city count on the continents, Meisterlamp got a bit of a short end of the stick here. We see 7 versus 6. Both sides do have access to Grand Bazaar, but only one is taking that opportunity. And also the density for Meisterlamp is quite bad. But yeah, this economy is just going to absolutely go crazy. Now another windmill, And interestingly, he puts it here, so maybe he's not thinking about trade, because better is to put the windmill here, you get the giant later, but, you know, you get this, you burn this, you get two beautiful markets. I'll kind of like draw this out. Again, you get the windmill, market, 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 windmill, market. I guess instead of this market, you could do this market, windmill, market, windmill, market. You have really good markets is what I'm trying to say here. I probably shouldn't spend too much time overanalyzing these because there's going to be a lot of games. They're all on normal maps. It's going to take a while. We see double star ruin. But again, the question on everyone's mind, how are you defending triple giant pressure on this city? Even if you get construction, you would still need to get roads to pop another giant. So by no means cheap. And now we see fishing for another giant, 4 giants, and they're all invading. And where is your attack? Where is it? You don't have an attack. That's the problem. Another giant. The economy advantage and the army advantage and every advantage is insane here. Meister is going to be able to pick up 2 cities, and he gets the roads now. But it's not going to be enough. He's going to lose the city there and possibly the game. If some miracle doesn't happen. But they don't call Meisterlamp the GOAT for no reason. Does he have a plan? Mitsuku, though, very strong attacker. He knows how to use a giant, blocking these units away. So then you just don't have as much resources to unsiege. Very, very precise here. And keep in mind, these are live games. And now we see the giant actually go in a port, which seems like possibly a bit of an oversight. I think it might have been better to place a bridge here and put the giant there, which, yes, placing 3 bridges is a lot, but I think it's perfectly reasonable to do to get your giants in faster, because placing the giant here just leaves it able to be bonked around by the riders. Yes, you can land it, but you're not going to get damaged because the opponent's going to be able to anticipate it. You do get a giant here, though, and again, this giant advantage is proving to be a giant advantage for Mitsuku. See the Explorer here. Can you get Eye of God? Wait, can you get Eye of God? Hold the phone. Grand Bazaar and Eye of God. Oh my goodness, wait. Hold up. Hold up. Oh no, he misses it. Oh. The thing is, though, if he gets Eye of God, I don't think he has, like, he unsieges, yes, but I don't think it matters. And it looks like, yeah, things are just going to cascade. It's going to be rough. Can Meisterlamp hold on? He's going to be able to get a ton of damage. Take advantage of that one mistake. Is it going to be enough? Now we see the Juggernaut coming in. Ramming. Which is really interesting. I assume the intention is to go Aquatism later. That's why he's getting Ramming. And also the Rammers are nice too. But this invasion by Mitsuku is going to just be devastating. Meister using these riders to defend for his life. Trying to Vedassign, all that fancy schmancy stuff. Getting some more units down. Getting another giant. Can he hold on? I mean, he's down in cities. Yeah? 7 to 8. Another siege. And this giant's going down. Now we see the Aquatism exactly as I anticipated. There it is. Now Mitsuku is fighting for the water and the land. Meister has to defend both here. If you let Mitsuku get the water, you're losing these cities. If you let Mitsuku get the land, you're losing this city, followed by everything else. But Meister is fighting for his life. Look at the sheer number of riders here. But you can see the economy difference. Ending the turn with 30 star per turn. Mitsuku starting the turn with 45. And he's getting more rammers, bouncing the rider in to get another rammer that way. Another siege here. Another giant. And eventually, this economy advantage is really going to cascade into something if it hasn't already. Things are just looking progressively worse. You do have the Unsiege here as Meister. You just have enough riders, but it's expensive. And it's not pleasant. And it looks like you do get a cheeky siege there, which is going to be nice. Good distraction. Hurts Mitsuku's ego a bit. And then we see more riders, but I don't think you can unsiege this next play. Now we see Saline, so then he can move the Rhymer off, which I don't think Saline was necessary, actually. He could have actually moved the Rhymer like so, and then killed. So Saline's a bit of a misplay there because of that. It goes for the siege with the Rider, actually, not the Giant, surprisingly. Most likely expecting that Meister Lamp has the ability to just unsiege again, so he doesn't bother. Now the siege here. Is Mitsuku actually going to be able to unsiege this? If Meister can hold on to this, that shuts down the naval counterplay. And a bridge play! Oh my goodness, going for the siege there. Hold up. Hold up. Wait. How do you unsiege this? Oh my goodness. Wait. What just happened? And Meister has the defense here. Forcing everything just to kill this giant. Giving him enough time. Are we gonna see it? The siege is holding. You can't drop a monument, you don't have Shiv, and even if you did, you just don't have the population. Oh my goodness, Rammer? He unsieges just barely. And Meister Lamp doesn't have another giant. Wow. The scouts are going to be quite strong, but you're never holding a siege. And there's more giants on the way. Now this giant is about to be taken out. And again, Meister's down a city. But he has held on. I have no idea what's going to happen here. This is anyone's game. I mean, Mitsuko still has an enormous economy advantage, but if Meister Lamp can keep the naval control, going for strategy and diplomacy, yes, exactly. If you can cloak spam, that's going to completely nullify Mitsuko's economy advantage. But Mitsuko is going to persist, trying to fight back against these scouts in the water, getting more units. Meister Lamp defending. Oh my goodness. I'm on the edge of my seat right now. I have no idea what's going to happen. But it looks like the game ends next turn. What's going to happen? Now more defenders. And on this turn, you see siege. A little bit misplayed there, I believe. I think you could have just used the 10 HP instead of sacking that rider there. Free Spirit, Chivalry, and there's the Knight. And then climbing and a Resignation. This Knight is going to cause a lot of problems because, yes, you can space your units, but it is a very impractical. You just have too many units, and you need the units though. And the Knights will eventually just shred through. You don't have any natural barricades as Omaji. Wow, what a game! This might be a really long video, so we'll go ahead and cut to the next match. All right, next set. Who's hosting? Meister Lamp in the east corner. Mitsuku in the south. Let's get right into it. Oh my goodness. So this time, Imperius on dry lands. That Omaji game was absolutely crazy. Please subscribe. Even though I wasn't the one playing at all. So, very interesting. Going for typical riding opening. You know, spam the warriors, just get the riding, get the explorer. If you find the opponent, then you can get a rider this turn. That's exactly what happens. Sure enough. Yep. And we see, whoa, hunting forestry. So a bit of a bad density slow expansion. So he decides no riding, no roads. Let's go forestry. Classic Meister Lamp. Going very greedy. He does go with the explorer though, of course. He's not that greedy. But yeah, now we see stars and now the roads. Just one road required. Puts it so then he sets up his connections as well and steals that. This is looking terrible for Meisterlamp. Oh, but the plan. Population. He just needs math for a giant. And you know what's really bad at dealing with giants? Rider roads. So, what does Mitsuku have for this? Now, math pre-cap. Chopping everything, including the animals, just to get that giant a turn sooner. Because if he even waits one turn, that's another turn for Mitsuku to set up that defense. Very, very disciplined play there. Many players would not make that sort of play. But Meisterlamp is no ordinary player. He knows he has to go all in here. And if he doesn't, things will not go well. He has one shot, one opportunity to seize everything he ever wanted. And he's going to do it. So Mitsuku needs to defend. He has a vet sword that could prove to be useful. Now riding, you know, classic follow-up. You have a really good economy from getting those, getting that early giant and Park of Fortune. Whoa! Oh my goodness, that sword is going towards the capital. Okay. Oh my goodness, wait. The giant has to defend. This is really bad, actually. Now suddenly you wish you hadn't chopped here. Because here's the thing is, even though you don't have a proper defense for the giant, Mitsuku realizes you don't have to defend. Best defense is a good offense. Now he gets hunting, not only levels that city, but also prepares archery. Population ruin! Border growth, and that's a giant. So what if you chop this force? He has more. Oh my goodness. No way. Now the attack there is gone. I have no clue what's about to happen. I know I said that last game. Now we're going to see the giant push. And because it's going to push right here, he can hit, and then the rider will kill. You have to hit with the giant first, by the way, to do that. You can't have the giant kill. It takes 2 riders if you want to do that. And now, once again, the attack is back online now with 3 giants and potential for really fast roads. And Meister has a good foundation to support his giants, so he doesn't need to keep them on defense anymore. Mitsuku going with another explorer and just pedal to the metal with the expansion. He's getting a bunch of riders. I don't know if this is the right play. I think he has to go for archers here. He needs to save everything for archers. So I don't know about this. I don't even think he should have upgraded this for the explorer. He needs the archers, and he needs them fast. I'm really curious what Mitsuku's plan is here. Is it archers? If so, why did he get those riders? What's about to happen? There's another giant. And the thing is, riding is going to fall into roads, and it's going to follow into trade as well. So, Meisterlamp is in no way worried about expanding fast or anything like that. In fact, he has plenty of cities. He doesn't have as many as Mitsuku, but he's going to get trade. His economy is still going to be very good. High-level cities plus the markets. But it looks like Mitsuku's plan, no archery. Not at all. No archery. It costs 20 stars now. His plan, get that lighthouse, get the giant, get Grand Bazaar. Now you can double monument and get a giant wherever you want. He's going to probably go for forestry by the looks of things. And that's how he's going to defend. Now roads. But how do you defend this city now? Population ruin. Okay. It takes out the warrior there. Stacking a few kills. And Meisterlamp goes for the siege. Wait, is this a misplay? Whoa. Hang on. Wait. Is there a Justeeni? I'm pretty sure there's a Justeeni. Oh my goodness. Wait a second. Was that the plan the entire time behind all those riders? hold on. How many stars do you have? 24? Forestry is only 20. Yeah, you have a Justeeni here. You just have it straight up. You have to chop a bunch, but it's absolutely worth it. Wait. Hold on. No. You have it. You have it. Yeah. You can just place one road. Rider goes here. 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 Hits. Bounces. Yeah. You just have a Justeeni here. Oh my goodness. Mitsuku. Tunnel visioning. This is very surprising. I would not expect a player like him to miss this. But farming. Wait, was there a Justeeni here also? Yeah, there was. If he goes with the rider, then but he can't get that tile, so no, there's no Justeeni there. But he missed a Justeeni there, and that might prove to be critical because all of his units are seriously injured. The giant has been delayed on defense. He would have loved to spend a turn moving the giant closer to where it needs to be. That might have been a decisive blunder sending the giant in too early by Meisterlamp, and then Mitsuku not taking advantage of it. This is the chaos of live games. Because I can assure you if it was a 24-hour game, there's a 0% chance that they're missing the Justeeni there. But now we see the siege. Unsurprisingly, the support is there. The siege is happening. You have to unsiege, but then the follow-up and then the other follow-up will win the city. Oh my goodness gracious. And we can actually see Mitsuku's city advantage is not going to exist in a short while. But Meister's eco advantage is not going anywhere. We see another giant push. Can Meister siege again? Looks like not with the giant. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm doing the math correctly, actually could road this rider, and I guess we'll see what happens. He gets mining, just aiming to get more giants and more economy. Very sensible. You know, pro players love their giants, and for a good reason. And it looks like, yes, this rider here, very critical that he gets that, so then he gets just enough damage, just barely enough, by 1 HP, barely gets the siege. Beautiful stuff. And now, yeah, if we look at the city count, we see 4, 8 versus 7, but as soon as Mitsuku loses just 1, he is at the city disadvantage. There's a triple siege going on. Gate of Power setting up more giants. Mitsuku only has 1 giant. This is devastating. Mitsuku has the techs. He has the techs, but he does not have the stars. Which likely means the set is going to go 1-1, because Mitsuku won the first game. Maybe I'm calling it early, but I would not want to be Mitsuku in this situation. You're just barely holding on, and as soon as you lose 1 city, it's all over. Trying to set up a bit of a counterattack here, okay. So now there's another siege. Smack that rider. Siege with the giant. Catapult, yep. He's gonna get ready to push it too. You can see the mines are set up. He can push, and it's gonna help to unsiege this giant rather efficiently. And then Mitsuku, yeah, he's just not gonna be able to do it. He just doesn't have the monuments. He's run out of defensive options, and he's gonna resign once this giant fails to hold the siege. So very, very close set, 1-1. What an absolutely crazy game, back and forth. Like, that really was just everything about that was crazy. Oh my goodness. We're just 2 games in, by the way. There's 5 games to this set. So I'll go ahead and cut to the next match. Alright, game 3. Yeah, this video is going to be super long. So now we have Mitsuku hosting in the west, Meisterlamp kind of northeast here. let's get right into things. Again, this is Pangea now, normal Pangea. So this is going to be some close quarters, very similar village counts to the last game, but just, yeah, now we see organization, pretty typical border thing to do. And riding by Meisterlamp because he can do so. Again, yes, this is Meisterlamp. He goes for the quick explorer, that turn 0 aggro opening. The real OGs remember that one. And now PC riding, PC3, grading, getting the explorer now. It's been nicely funneled. Is going to meet Meisterlamp, and now lots of riders. You get roads, connect everything. Population. Okay. Now I see roads, kills that, but you're a little short on units for that, Meisterlamp. Unfortunately, Meisterlamp is a little short on villages in general, and that is going to prove to be very fatal. As Mitsuku steals everything. Meisterlamp gets the population run, one of the best runs in the game, and then resigns because this is dead lost. Unfortunately, a bit too committal here. Maybe expanding towards the southeast might have been a bit better, play things safer, but this is by no means easy to play. Mitsuku had a very strong position, so now Mitsuku only needs one more game to win it all. So go ahead and cut to the next match. Alright, Meisterlamp is in a must-win situation. He is hosting in the West, and if you guys know one thing about Meisterlamp, if you know anything about him, you know he may be one of the greatest, or maybe he is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, at playing Polaris on Archipelago. So we are going to watch a master work, and also Mitsuku is just a very strong player in general, so this is going to be a something. But of all the matchups to have in a must-win situation, this is definitely the best for Meisterlamp to have. Normal Archie Polaris Mirror. And now we're going to see turn 3 outpost. So he went for the warrior opening because he sees this lane connection. And now again, same thing here. Really, really knowledgeable about how these outposts work. Unlike me and my ports, these players actually know how to properly do things. And so now another connection. And once again, just like that. So really just really, really good gameplay. Really precise. And now we see another Mooney. Another Mooney. Very, very similar on both sides. Now we see sledding. Instantly throwing down 3 sleds. Hunting by Mitsuku. Going for a more economic approach before opting to get the sleds. So how is that going to turn out? Because yes, you do have an economic advantage and a significant one at that. Now the Star Ruin. And now Mitsuku going with the sledding and 3 sleds of his own. Meisterlamp with his warrior managing to snag this 4th city. Explorer. And it actually does go. Keep in mind these Polaris Explorers cannot go in the water. They have to traverse through the ice or the land. And Meisterlamp got that Explorer. I think he might have known that it would have gone where he wanted it. And now a bunch of sleds. Yeah, this is not how I play Polaris normally. I normally have way more minis than this, but I also don't know what I'm doing. So, both players with a lot of sleds. And now an Explorer Ruin. Now, somewhere for your warrior to go, I suppose. Not capturing here, instead killing the Mooney. Very, very, very good play, because you can put the warrior there instead, and this sled is going to wreak havoc. And ice fishing instead of hunting. Level up, but not using the fish here. Instead, the sled. Sled's walking in. And you have 4 cities here. And you're about to be against possibly up to 6 for Meister Lamp. Big gap in the middle. You see, actually no, this is 5. So this is a pretty interesting situation, but you cannot unsiege this. How did that even happen, by the way? Oh my goodness, it's from this killer. I didn't even notice that. He just walked right in. Yeah, that just holds. The heck? I didn't even notice that. Oh my goodness. It just did that. Jeez. Yeah, both those Mooney kills were brutal. And now breaking ice to stop the sleds from further advancing, but unfortunately, it is all in vain. Now this siege happens, and the resignation, and also this breaking ice doesn't work because this Mooney here is just gonna refreeze. The sleds are gonna walk in and cause some more harm. Wow. Just brutal. So now it is tied 2-2. Next game decides it all. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and cut to the next one. All right, last game. Oh my goodness. Yadok Lakes. Both of these spawns look pretty crispy. We have Mitsuku hosting in the south versus Meister Lamp in the west. Both sides go in for a warrior opening. It's like they watched my video or something, or maybe they came up with this independently. Not going for the road opening, and instead turn 0 warrior for that economy, organization. And now you see the capture, setting up next turn roads in, going for the ruin. Very interesting. I don't know if I agree with that. And a star ruin. So we see the road connection, upgrading the capital and the second city. Now, yes, writing is a must here. Just expand, expand, expand. You have really good economy here. Now we see fishing for Meister Lamp and a very interesting setup for lakes where you can get some really beautiful port connections. I believe if you place a port here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, place a port here, and place a port like either here or here, then you can actually just connect by port, and you can get a really fast giant just out of nowhere with Yadok. Oh, and yeah, another port connection. Look at that. You get a pop ruin, then double giant. But both sides have really good village access. Oh, wow. Okay. And we're going to see basically port connections versus road connections here. And we see some land connections as well. This is going to get... This is like, I feel like the perfect way to end the set. Things are going to get very spicy. Now grabbing the lighthouse there, setting up for your next giant. Star ruin there. Okay. And there's the port there. Very interesting. I don't know if I agree with that. I think the port here is better. Very, very curious about the thought process there. Maybe just forgot that you could place a port there. I don't know. But we see now fishing for Mitsuku. He's going to get some water control. And the thing is, naval dominance isn't going to quite be everything because both sides, especially Mitsuku, has very safe ports. You can never fully deny Mitsuku the water access. And with Meister Lamp, he just has a lot of port spots in general. It's going to be hard to cover them all. And he also has some safe port spots. So there's going to be water in this game, but there's also going to be land. And it is going to be a battle. And I am excited. And we see the lighthouse. That is going to be a giant on capital. And meeting Mitsuku, getting a ton of meeting stars. Farming pre-cap. Connect. And that's the giant. Okay. And the thing is, what's really interesting, there's just so many approaches you can take as Yadok. Do you want to go all in on the naval? Do you want to get markets? You just need construction and trade to get your markets going. You say neither. Let's get riding. And you have to wonder the same thing as Mitsuku. What's the long-term game plan here with Yadek? Because it looks like you definitely want to play on the land, get some bridge battles and stuff if possible, but you do have some good naval prospects on top of that. Just pop growth getting double giant in response to Mitsuku's first giant. And now see another giant here, farming already paying really, really well. Now we see sailing precap. Get some pew-pews. And yeah. So Mitsuku is going to be able to hold his own in the water. And if we kind of look at village count, at this moment we kind of pause for a second. We see looks to be 7 versus 7. Even 7 on 7. There is a village here that is likely going to Meisterlamp, so this is likely advantage for Meisterlamp, but by only 1 city. This is anyone's game. The Juggernauts are entering the water. They could be vulnerable by riders, but Mitsuku's actually not prepared for that sort of thing. And yeah, now we see more giants from Meisterlamp again. Farming really, really paying off here. And Mitsuku's rather tight on money, likely because he got sailing so early as opposed to farming. Now we see the bridge play here. There it is. And there's going to be a siege. Does it hold? Oh my goodness, wait. I think that holds, unless Meister can get a giant push, but the farm is being blocked. Strategy from the ruin. Oh my goodness. Out of nowhere. Do you have a monument? If you have a monument, you own siege. Hold on. If you have a monument, you own siege. Hold up. Can't get killer. There's Park of Fortune. There's Grand Bazaar. Oh my goodness. The siege holds. The Rider Siege. Out of nowhere with the bridge play. Wow. But Meister has a very strong naval presence. Now we see hunting. Going to get that giant there. But it's now Mitsuku is going to be up in cities, and this is going to be super annoying. This giant just really going to cause some problems, and the city is now very exposed. This could cascade really, really bad if Meisterlamp does not play this properly. Meisterlamp, though, of course, trying to counterattack. You need to be active here. If you just sit there, then things are gonna go really bad. But more giants, more giants. Meisterlamp, not even with riding, by the way. Now the Juggernaut, giant, swinging. Now we see, yeah, Mitsuku kind of adopting Mitsuku's strat, getting that economy up. Now we see the giant siege again. Wait, does Mitsuku have a plan for this? It looks like he does. But again, this naval dominance is going to prove to be an issue because Mitsuku is not getting those ports to get those safe scouts. And yeah, so we get that hit. And again, keep in mind, by the way, this is a water tile. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you can see the shorelines. This is a water tile, which means you actually can go through here with like scouts and rammers and stuff. Which is why it does surprise me he didn't make a port. Now construction, just getting as many giants as he can so he can get juggernauts to fight back. Wait, but Mitsuku gave up the city. And this giant is trapped. Now again, Meisterlamp is up in cities, and these defenders are going to counter the riders and establish beautiful naval dominance here. I believe he got strategy from a ruin, and it might be one of the best things he could have gotten. And he has archery. He got that pre-cap. Oh my goodness. Archers and defenders. It's a combo you rarely see because people don't go for defenders often, but it is a lethal one. And I don't know what Mitsuku is going to be able to do about it. The Giants, the defenders, are going to just zone out these riders while the archers poke away at the Giants, giving Mitsuku no way to break through, which means the city advantage, construction, is going to be devastating. And then if he really wants to, as Meister Lamp, you can also go trade. Now we see strategy for Mitsuku. This Giant is already proving to be very annoying with the defense bonus. How do you hold on? The naval dominance still. Meister Lamp can also get naval... you can get a... what's it called? A bomber by getting navigation at any moment. Trade ruin? You get markets, but is it enough? He doesn't have very good market spots. Yeah, he doesn't even get a market this turn because he's just under too much pressure, and this double bomber value. And that's gonna do it. Meister Lamp is your PolyTitans winner. Absolutely insane set from start to finish. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say except for hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.